Welcome to VW 3.6. Today we're going to cover variation. So the first thing to talk about is going to be direct variation. So if you see the statement, y varies directly with x, you simply write y equals kx. And put a box around that. That's something that's like a fact. That's something you should know. A couple of things to note here. This k, that's called your constant of proportionality. This is a fancy word for constant. So for direct variation, the basic idea is this. If y goes up, x should go up. That's the basic idea whenever you have a direct variation. The other kind of variation we'll see today is inverse variation. And very similar, you're going to see y varies inversely with x. All you write is y equals k over x. And again, you're going to want to box that. The concept here is if y goes up, then x should go down. So that's how we're going to compare these two ideas. And again, we have our constant right here. So we're going to do a couple examples just to show you how it works. I forgot to print the instructions, so you can just write that in. All we're going to do is write a general formula. So for the first 4 questions, that's all we're doing. You'll also see this in your homework as well. So first thing to note is it gives you this fact. V varies directly with x cubed. So just write V equals k, your constant, times x cubed. That's always your first step. Then it's going to give you a second piece of information right here. V is equal to 36 pi when x equals 3. The purpose of that is you want to actually find k. So in our first step, we just keep going. We plug in 36 pi is equal to k, and you plug in 3, so that would be 27 because it's cubed. So k, after you divide by 27 to both sides, that's going to be 4 pi over 3. So there's your constant. So step 2, that's your formula. All you got to do is plug k back in. So v should equal 4 pi over 3 x cubed. And there it is. I'll make the x a little bit nicer. Number 10. It says y varies inversely with the root of x. So step 1, just write your inverse formula. K over root x. We plug it in now. Use this information. If y is 4, we don't know k. Plug in 9 for x. Solve that. Your constant is 12. So step 2 is your formula. Y equals 12 over root x. And for formulas, you don't have to rationalize. You can leave it like this. That's going to be okay. Okay, a couple more examples. T varies jointly. So this is going to come up a few times, this word jointly. Jointly is the same thing as directly, except there's multiple terms. So just write directly with multiple terms. So T, that's going to be equal to your constant, and then it says cube root of x, so what times cube root of x times the square of d, so d squared. There's your step 1. Now plug it in. 18 is equal to k times the cube root of 8. times 3 squared. Let's keep going. This would be 18k. K is 1. So our formula, just plug in 1. T is the cube root of x times d squared. We'll do one more of these. Z varies directly, so z equals, and we put a constant down. If it says the sum of the cube of x and the square of y, as soon as you see this like with the sum, you really got to think, hey, there's a parentheses there, because that means you're going to put those two things together. So we're going to put x cubed plus y squared. That's how you write this out. So there's step 1. Now plug in our information. 1 is equal to k times 2 cubed plus 3 squared. So 1 is equal to k. That would be 8 plus 9, 17. So k is 1 over 17. So the final step, we're going to put everything together. Z is equal to the constant 1 over 17 multiplied by x cubed plus y squared. Circle that, and there is your formula. So same idea. It says y varies directly as x minus 8. So we're going to write y is equal to k times x minus 8, since it varies directly. Then you plug in this information. Y equals 42. When x is 26, let's plug in 26 for x. So 42 is equal to k times 18. So k, when we divide, that's going to be 7 over 3. I'll make that 7 a little bit nicer. Now, follow the same steps, right? We have our formula now. Y is equal to 7 over 3, x minus 8, except it's asking you what is y when x is 9. So simply plug in 9. Y equals 7 over 3 times 9 minus 8. So y must be 7 over 3. That's it.